Hello, hello, people. Welcome back to some RimWorld with the DM. That's what this series is going to be called. And welcome to my mod list. So, I wanted to take a minute so that way you could all get a fresh episode to see exactly how many mods I am running for this next series. This series takes 45 minutes to an hour to load RimWorld up. Now, we've got our typical Harmony, Core, Royalty, our Jix tools unofficial because you can't use the official version anymore. The humanoid alien race is just a typical Hugs lib, and then of course my mod manager. We have Rim threaded to make the Rim world a little more easy to use. We have the alien race toolbox, which adds a lot more stuff. This is basically the kind of mod that you do um, when you're running fantasy mods. Then I've got the female body part support. I've got for alien races as well. I've got our O21 toolbox as well, and then we've got our Forgotten Realms, which gives us a bunch of extra new realms or new races to mess with. We've got toolbox. We've got the Rimhammer with guns, Rimworld of Magic, very useful. The End Times Magic, Cures custom class of magic. Then of course the vanilla expanded framework. We've got a Doors expanded dev version because there is no the original doesn't work anymore. Children and pregnancy, which allows for um, basically create children and hopefully allows everything to go. Some prison labor. Home mover, which is just a minify everything sort of mod. Colony manager. A little more easy to detail things out. Sometimes raids go wrong, which is pretty fun. Vanilla books expanded, vanilla cooking expanded, we have vanilla brewing expanded, children's school, playable Shattered Empire, auto cut the blight, although this one's not as great. I clearly have enough, definitely a big mod to use. We're going to keep going down the list, hopefully, as long as everything loads. Meditation freedom, so basically allowing people to meditate and set everything up. More quests, which is just a general fun thing to mess with. Yayo's Meteor, definitely really a useful mod to have. Rimcore, which is just kind of, this mod is more for like Rimworld Plus series. We've got our storytellers, of course. We've got our events expanded as well. We've got more slaves, so slavers will come with maxed out slaves. We've got quick stockpile creation, which is also really nice. Our camera plus, Rim War, the birds and the bees, which makes it fun. Research Pal, which makes the research everything much easier. Arachnophobia, just yeah. Rim Connect, which we don't use very often. Giddy Up Core, which is basically allowing you to ride animals. Of course, the caravan version. Run and Gun, because yeah. Rimocracy, which just adds a little politics to the game. Fertility Fields, which are fertile fields, which adds a little terraforming. Dire Raids, which makes raids even more terrifying. Tornado disasters, just self-explanatory. Large faction bases, which I think is really fun. Go Explore, another good one to mess with. Sparkling Worlds. Bulk stone cutting, because you know how much I love my stone. Keep going. Beautiful outdoors to make things a little more enhanced. Trading spots naturally. It's a work tab, makes it a little easier. Music of the rim, or on the rim, to just give us a little extra stuff on this. Blighted alerts, which basically works as a secondary reminder that hey, we've got blighted plants. The relationship tab, grazing lands for animals. The renaming your colony, replace stuff. Predator hunt alert, which is really useful. Smart medicine, so basically doctors will use medicine within their stuff. War crimes expanded too, which brings a whole new set of torture and such. Simple search, which I think is one of those mods you can't live without. Realistic rooms, which kind of lowers the required room size. Defensive positions, pretty easy one. Rim HUD, which is a UI that displays a detailed information, basically making it a little easier to people do things. A medical tab, hospitality, naturally, and interaction bubbles, which just to add a little extra. Map reroll, oops. The heat map, which is traditional. Color coded moods makes it easier. A level up just to let us know when things level up. Traditional prepare carefully. Dubs mint menus, which is again another easy one to set up. This is increased stacks, so that way our pawns can just better set up supply chains. Better pawn control, of course. Achtong, which is basically better control for my pawns. Allow tools, which is another just general tool mod to make things a little easier. Animal logic, which you basically makes it so you can tag things easier for animals. Wild reproduction, so animals will reproduce in the wild now. Smarter construction, which is a lifesaver. Faction control, so you can actually control your entire faction. Degeneralized work, so basically allowing certain things to kind of get lumped together. Biomes core, which just adds a lot more biomes. Biome islands. Automatic night owl, which is a big one for me. Vanilla textures expanded, make things look a little nicer. Another faction, of course. The regrowth mod to allow for more regrowth and such. We go through wastelands. Extra animals for those wastelands. We've got our furniture expanded. Our volcanic ice sheet. Our temperate biome of regrowth. And of course our extinct animal pack. We have Rim Quest, which gives us more Rim quests to do, which makes it more interesting. Cutting heads, which I just like the idea of. We've got the Force involved now, so we'll have Jedis. We've got cults. We've got combat training. We've got the Dragon's Descent. These is all mods, by the way. We're gonna go through everyone. We've got the Void Dwellers, 8 new dragons as well as dragon-related stuff. Forced March, pretty self-explanatory. Pick up and haul, so they haul better. An execution mod for fun. Dub's Bad Hygiene, definitely a useful one. Common Sense, which sometimes is more common than others. Dormitories, not barracks, definitely easier. Crusading Faction. Another sometimes raids go wrong, because I believe this is expanded into here. The Villanelle Faction Vikings. The faction to Empire, so it lets you build up an empire eventually. You've got the Storyteller. Some weapons expanded. The Medieval Storyteller. The more trait slots. The trait rarity color. Immortals, so you can become immortal. People can change, so you can actually have random traits change on you. Godlike traits, which are just fun as all hell. Grayer morals, which I haven't actually messed with this one yet, but we'll see how it looks. Gods of Elona, which again, not one I've messed too much with. Individuality, which kind of lets the each person to rebalance. Rim traits, which just adds more general traits. Some genetics, so we can mess around with that eventually. Life support. Better transhumanists. Prosthetics plus factions. Genetically engineering. Fallout traits. Rim traits medieval. Rimworld magic of the Dread Shadow class, which I think is a little cool. Some mad skills that you can get. Animal genetics, of course. More prosthetics. Real faction guests, so we actually get factions are added as appear for events and quests. Some more bionics. Better icons. Psionics. More furniture. Real proper dining now. Rim more threaded to make it a little more easier to work with. Rich traders. I'm so tired of not having enough silver. Some more flourish, traditional stuff. Blueprints, definitely a lifesaver. The Z level. Anyone can dwarf, so anyone can study the tech for dwarves. Roads on the Rim, which is kind of a kind of Rim Roads mods that allows you to mess around with the different roads and like expand them and such. Rim Bees, which allows us to build apothecaries. Craftable Silinks. Craftable Neutranium, which is definitely useful. Bones, of course. Rimhammer Dwarves, Dwarven Music. We're halfway through. Alright, simply more bridges. The Vanilla Plants expanded, Hats display section, more furniture 1.1 and plus 1.2, Architect expanded. Some mods get moved around. Again, I'm not responsible for cleaning some of these. Eleutherian exports, so you get elemental weapons now. Rimworld royalty weapons and such are expanded. We've got the expanded furniture, we've got expanded armor, we've got more furniture, even more furniture, even more furniture. We've got rim fridges now. We just got the gastronomy one. Vanilla furniture expanded art. We got wall lights, which are definitely useful. More cooking. More guns. Well, grenades specifically. More fishing. More cooking. Oops. More medical. And some more brewing stuff. We have complex jobs. More vanilla fishing. More plants. More hair. We have glitter tech set up. We have props. We've got our mass grays, which are so much better. We got underwear add-on, definitely something that needs to be added. We've got our embrasures, naturally. We've got our uninstall embrasures, naturally. We've got some production reskinning. We've got random training. We have deep storage, which we did need. Rim writer, so they can do more books. Turrets. Lightsabers. Primitive storage. Rebalance of deep storage. Apothecary. Expanded metals. Musical instruments. Holsters and scabbards. More faction add-ons. Anima gear. Doormats. Argentinian mate, which is just like making policies and stuff, potuses. We got this hot springs. We've got quarry. By the way, we're only halfway through this. We've got jewelry. We got the rim feller. We've got more more apparel. We now have misc robots, so very up there. We've got lasers. We've got expanded weapons, quality of building, and then we've got our factions, which you can kind of look through all these as I'm going through them. But you can see there are tons of factions in this world that I have set up. Vampires, Revians, a Fell tribe, the werewolves, dwarves, wizards, hobbits, elves, ents, dryads, zerthals, daemons, deathjacks, demons, gore, skaven, even the Cthulhu factions, the Oni, the androids themselves with different types of androids. We've got expanded xenohumans, the Nearon race, the vanilla face. We've got Asari, slugs, the Zoltan, the Mantis, the Engi, the Rockman, Star Wars factions, Thrombonians, Twi'leks, Zabroks, Giants, more androids, crystalloids, ogres. Keep going. We've got the Nearmare. We have more android, another crystal race, different one, goblins, Kirin, Garam, crystalloid androids, and then we've got our vanilla animals as we're expanding these. We've got Rimbees for the genetics. We've got more animals packs, just so we have more unique stuff. As you can clearly see, we have more animals than anything else. We've got the Cthulhu Cosmic Horrors. We've got more vanilla animals. We've got the advanced apparel. We've got more Kirin stuff. We've got the statues of the colonists. Appearance of clothes, which will load here in a minute, so you can see that. We've got vanilla hair expanded, and of course the statue of colonist AC. And that has been the mod pack that we are using for this game. Now, before we do anything else, I'm also going to show my options for what I have set up for this game, assuming it loads. So, we do turn up the music so you guys can have some music in the background. We don't do any map size or anything like that. We don't want to mess too much around with that. But everything else is set up proper. This isn't full screen, but that has been the game, and we will now go on to the episode where we set the game up.